Hi, I'm Gerald Lawrence with Magnolia Woodturners. We meet every third Saturday in the Masonic Hall, and we're going to turn a top today. Start out, we got to turn the bottom to a point, or a moderate point, let's put it that way. So we'll have something to spin on. Funny thing about points is, points for tops are better if they're not sharply pointed, but just a moderate, kind of rounded over slightly. So now I'm going to sand that just a little bit before I do something else to it. And we turn the speed down when we sand. Okay, let's go back up just right there. Alright, this is something called a chatter tool, and this makes little chatter marks. And I have to move over a little bit more. Now let's look at that. I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but I'm going to try that again. I'm not happy with that one. The harder you press, the bigger these marks get, but also affected by the speed. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to go to my magic crayon box. See my magic crayon box? And pick out a color. Let's see. Let's try red on this one. Now I'm going to turn the speed down considerably. And then we're going to do this. Not too bad, but let's put a little bit more color in it. I put too much. Now we're going to reset our tool rest and go to the back and turn a handle for this thing. After all, you can't get a hold of it if there's not a handle. I call this a kind of a plunge cut. I'm using a bowl gouge for this part. There are any number of tools that would do the same thing. And we always talk about tops. Just about all turners turn tops. When we do, all of us have a different idea of what it ought to look like. Well, this is my version of a top. It does change a little bit from time to time. Like the chatter, I hadn't been doing the chatter. I had been doing what I'm going to do on the back for that. But I decided, well, we'll do chatter for this. And since we're going to turn two tops, I can do the old method on the front, instead of chatter. And let's fit. I need a spindle gouge, a detail gouge for this. You don't have to be ambidextrous to turn, but it does help if you can use either left or right hand. It just makes it more comfortable. Doesn't mean you can't do the same things with your right hand or everything with your left hand. But I am kind of ambidextrous. I do some things right-handed and some things left-handed. Of course, for you kids, you don't know what that is. That means the dominant hand that you use is right or left. What we're doing now is getting the back nice and smooth so I can get this handle down into it. Right there. And now we're going to go back up here. Sometimes I do little short handles and sometimes I do long ones. Kind of depends on the amount of wood I got. There we go. And we're going to take just a little bit of sandpaper. See the big pile of shavings? That's what happens when you turn wood. You always have a lot of shavings. I put them in my flower bed at home. Don't make the flowers grow, but it keeps the weeds from growing. Let's see, I feel a little irregularity there. Alright, let's turn our speed down real low. Well, what color you think we ought to put on the back here? How about green? We'll do a green. We'll do green first. We'll put it that way. There's one. Now, let's put a little pink. Got to have a little pink sometimes. And one more. That's a blue, kind of purple. Now, one more thing we got to do. We're going to turn the speed up way high on the lathe, because we're going to burn some lines. And the name of my wood shop is called the Three Rings Wood Shop. And if you ever get a hold of one of my cards, you'll find out why it's called the Three Rings Wood Shop. But it's something that a lot of turners use, is threes. But that's not the reason I use it. Okay, what happens is, this is a piano wire. You can use lots of kind of wires. As the wood turns against it, it burns a line in it. And that's what we call burning it in. Now, gonna make it a little bit thinner back here before we stop and just cut this thing off and see if it spins. I hope it does. It'd be bad if it didn't. Whoops, that wasn't good. Alright, let's get our saw. You can cut it off with the gouge, but it just makes a smoother end if you saw it off. And then we take our bowl here and see if it spins. You see the design I put on the back? It don't spin real good in that bowl because it wasn't level. There it goes. They turn for a good while. Oh. Okay, that's the front. That's the back. And about the maximum you can get on colors on the spin is 3, because when you go any higher than that, they tend to run together. Okay, let's do one more. First off, we are going to get this back right, because I got that catch. The catch is when we hit the wood when we're not supposed to, or in a way we're not supposed to, and it makes nasty little things happen. So, here we go again. They don't have to be that high. Well, this I'm doing here, this is what's called a push cut, or you can do a pull cut. Very simple way of looking at it is you're either pushing away from you or you're pulling toward you. And for that pull cut did a real good job. Okay. I got a little bark on this one, which is not real good for tops, but it works. Now, we're going to do what I told you I sometimes do on this side, is we're going to put some nice little swirly marks. Oh, let's get a dark green. This ought to do it. And again, you can do more, you can do less. We're going to do one more though. Here we go. And let's see. Oh, I would put yellow, but yellow doesn't show up well on wood unless it's bleached. So we'll do a green one. And then let's do red again. Okay. Now we got to burn our lines. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Okay. And now just a little bit more shape on the back of the handle. And we're ready to cut this one off. And get our trusty little bowl. And that's the back design. And that's the front. And that's how we turn tops. Y'all have fun.